And we're live. And I realize everybody's in the wrong position. So
Oh
mark off
no.
that spot on your bingo card. We're good now.
I'm Noir now. Hi.
Hello.
I'm free of
They
the
pronouns.
I catfished him into doing a morning show.
Sorry, I'm very giggly.
Are we good?
Yeah, good.
I listen. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna do intros, but don't to say things. Say things.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. I tried out a new edible last night, and I think I'm still.
It's gonna make for a very fun morning show.
So, on that note, hello everybody, and welcome into another episode of Morning Ritual, our TTRPG talk show. I'm one of your hosts, Anita, and down here,
I'm the other host. Gonna be interesting. I'm the whore. I go by he, they pronouns. You know the spiel. This is like episode 80 at this point. Let's get to the most important part of the show. The awesome guest that we got today. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. I am Mare. I use they, she pronouns. I don't know how much of a deep talk you want me to go into myself, but I'm here.
Hey, you go as oh god, words as comfortable as you get. I don't know. Oh,
All
Lord.
right. Hello, I am Mare. I use they, she pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at ArchmageofDice. I do things in the TTRPG sphere, like run games, play games. I'm on the team over at Friends Who Roll Dice and all that fun shenanigans.
heck yeah.
Hey, Joey.
I forgot to mention my pronouns. They're she, they.
Oh, mine are he, they.
You
They
did
squad.
You mentioned
Yeah.
yours. This is the they team.
Oh,
I'm here
they
for it.
gang.
They gang.
I love just a group of theys.
Is there a collective noun for a group of theys? A them of
Yeah.
theys?
We need one now.
We do. We
Like,
need a
cats
collective.
have clouder.
Yeah.
Ravens have a murder.
Owls have a parliament.
I
That's a
love
good
that
one.
about them.
That's a good one.
Which one has a
Veins?
Congress?
Is it pigeon? No, I don't know.
I think that is a collective term for a group of birds. I gotta Google it.
What
A-
animal is a
Congress.
Congress?
Crows?
Bird.
Salamanders?
A group of ravens is commonly called a congress of ravens. Crows are murders.
A group of salamanders.
Oh!
A group of salamanders is also called a congress.
What?
Yeah, but we don't give a fuck about salamanders. That's
I
right.
love salamanders,
Hey,
little dudes.
they-
Cute, but birds are cool and
Yeah,
cats
birds
are
are
better.
But
I-
cats don't have a cool group name when they
Yeah,
get
they
together.
do. They're called a
A
clouder.
clutter?
Clouder.
A
It's
clouder.
kind of like chowder without the H instead of an L instead of an H.
So that's specific to a group of kittens, I believe.
Cats
Real-
got to get better PR. That's not a great group name.
No, it says clouder is also cats.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I knew a group of adult cats, especially feral ones, are called a colony.
Raven's got
Colonies
a fucking
are-
murder.
Colonies
Okay.
also are kind of a feral thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a group of outdoor cats, feral outdoor situation. I used to volunteer at a shelter, and I'm a lot on I follow a bunch of people who feed feral cats on TikTok, and I watch them, and it's fun.
Poet Squared is probably one of my favorites.
Yes, Poet Squared.
I've never been
I
more
love
invested
Sad
in.
Boy. So
I've never been
much.
more invested in the romance of Lola and Sad Boy.
Yes, they're the perfect couple.
Better love story than Twilight. They're the perfect couple.
Oh, absolutely.
He watches the surroundings while she eats. He makes sure she's safe. He cares for her.
The cutest bonded pair ever.
I have a very important question.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
What's a group of raccoons called? I need to know.
I
right
don't know,
now.
but I hope it's good.
It better be good. Because if it's not, we're fixing it.
What is the
Let's
group
find
of-
out.
A
They're called a
gaze?
gaze.
Or a nursery.
A gaze of raccoon?
Yes, like a gaze.
I think the correct answer is trouble.
A mask of raccoons.
No, I'm sorry. I just love the idea of somebody going, "Uh-oh, here come the gays." Oh my God.
Sidebar, since we are on the topic of raccoons, I recently saw a TTRPG and someone did a charity game for it of Raccoon Sky Pirates. It's chaos. You build your own ship and you go on a mission to steal shit from houses.
Okay, I need to play this.
10 would recommend. I haven't played it, but I saw like the game and I was just like, I need to play this game. It was really good.
Salamanders creep you out for some reason. I like salamanders. They're kind
They're
of
little
cute.
guys.
They're
They're
just
just
little
little
fellas.
dudes.
They're little slimies.
No, I'm okay.
I used to go
I
out
like-
catch salamanders when I was a kid. And keep them.
Who am I dating? That's weird to me. But anyway, we should probably start asking our guest questions.
Probably, eh?
We got caught up in animal facts.
No, that's what this podcast is. It's the Animal Facts podcast.
Last thing, for me, raccoons are the GAYS. The gays, like, nobody's gonna take that from me.
The gays of raccoons, not the GAZ.
I can get behind it.
Yeah, we're taking it. We're taking it. But anyway, hey, how's it going? Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into the TTRPG space?
Sure. I think a lot of people starts off with podcasts, Adventure Zone, some other shows. And then you hear people, you listen to people, you follow their more work. And basically what happened with me is followed people around the space, saw where they were ending up on shows, found a Discord, and then jumped into the AP life with 2 feet. And then mostly during the pandemic. So it's mostly following around cool people, wanting to be like the cool people, and then becoming the cool people.
You are the cool people.
It's the circle of life.
Yeah. So like I force-fed myself learning how to run tech and then just let's go.
Oh, great. That's good. A ritual of days.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's really good.
That's
I
very
think
good.
I think that's official.
That's official.
Yeah.
I've canonized
Okay.
it. A group of days is called a ritual.
That's so good. It sounds so it's like we're about to summon like a deep god from the abyss.
The ritual of them. Oh, that does sound metal.
Let's go.
Official.
So which do you prefer? Are you more of a GM or are you more of a player?
I like both. I do like to run GMs. I think it's a control thing, just like to being able to do things.
Valid.
But I do enjoy playing. I just like a lot of GMs I have fallen into you're GMing now and you're never gonna leave.
Oh, you're a forever GM.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I've been very fortunate to be join a couple games, but like if you want to get a game done and you want to be in a game, you got to do it yourself. And
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I do enjoy GMing. It's really fun. Sometimes I would like the not stress of prepping everything. Let me just vibe as my player every once in a while.
So what kind of GM are you? Like how far ahead do you prep? Do you come with like a full session? Or I'm curious how that works, because I had the pleasure of having you as a GM and the experience was amazing. So I kind of want to see some behind the scenes here.
Yeah. It really depends on the system that I'm running. So what I ran for you is D&D, and I prep D&D and other systems completely different. And I actually don't really run D&D anymore because I find it so stressful. Planning encounters is stressful, like figuring out things is stressful. So I'm going to eventually switch over to a different system when I run back in my homebrew. But I tend to get my beats out. I'm very much of a reactive GM. I like to work off of what my players give me and meld them nicely into each other into a cohesive or hopefully cohesive plot down the line. Hopefully everything makes sense by the end. And if not, hopefully it's just a cool mystery that you get to wonder about for the rest of your TTRPG life. But I tend to do beats, come up with miscellaneous stuff, and then just roll with it when I'm done. I'm stressed about prepping and I don't want to prep anymore for a session.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It comes out as an amazing experience. I'm still thinking about Veil of Shadows all these years after it's been over.
God, has it been? I think it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
No.
You ran that in 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's kind of interesting, you know, when you're in the space for a while, you kind of see channels come and go and people kind of migrate all over the place. And you know, this was one of ours where I'm not even sure the place where we played is still around, but like the idea of playing again is still like would be awesome.
Technically the channel, the Discord exists, it's just dead. The YouTube channel is still up, it's just, you know, went dark.
Yeah,
The VOD is out there if y'all want to go watch it.
It's really good.
Like it's wild how that happens in the space where it's just like, it just moves so quickly. Like, you know, 1 second there's a channel that has dominance, and then the next it's gone.
I hate the idea of calling it like having dominance. It's so weird.
Yeah,
presence. I'll say presence. You're right.
Like their strength of their presence and their vibes in the online sphere, because I'm sure, as we've all seen over the course of the years, big explosions.
Oh yeah. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and we were talking about how like most of the channels that we were on in the early days aren't around anymore, are not around in the state that they once were in. Like I remember when I first started, like I started on Scraticus Academy and Encounter Roleplay, and those two are like gone now. So it's just
I started a lot after. I think I joined after them. I've only heard bits and pieces of what happened. I just know it was messy.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
It usually is in the space, which is unfortunate. But you know, so on top of that, like, I'm curious as to, you know, how you choose where you put your flag down these days. Like, you know, running to production is only like half of it. Like, how do you go about finding people that you want to play with?
Oh god, it's so freaking hard. At least in terms of streaming, I've migrated from like channel to channel, as you do when things go, and it's more like you've seen people talk about it, like on the TTRPG space, how there aren't as many open casting calls that you usually see. Because of bad experiences that happen. So it's more so like wanting to work with people that you know you're gonna vibe with, and not taking a chance because of, lack of a better word, like trauma. I'm fortunate nothing super bad has happened to me, but I know that's not the case for everyone else. So at least in terms of like where I'm running, it's people with who I've trusted and I've tried to get to know first before like jumping into like a GM application or along those lines. Where I'm currently situated, they were founded by 2 good friends of mine that I met over on Ofere when the place was still around.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. I'm glad that you know you're able to find a place that you're comfortable with. Like that's kind of the challenge of this space.
So hard.
Because it's like every week somebody's a main character, so it's just it's nice when you can find a group that you feel safe and secure with.
And like I think a good place of like a good rule of thumb for like trying to find your own place too is if they are actively learning from other people's mistakes.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. I've had the experience of like somebody made a mistake, it blew up, and then I'm watching somebody make that same mistake. That's just like really, bro?
Did you not just see the trending stuff on the TTRPG Twitter?
It's like maybe chill. But it's one of those things that I've always been interested in. It's just like there's like a meta to doing what we do, which is these APs. There's the business side of it. There's the social side of it, and then there's the creative side of it. It's all a lot.
Hey Noir, sorry, quick sidebar. Would I be able to just get you to join the Google Meet so I can get your captions on screen? You're good.
And
we just got so caught up in really good conversation that we forgot about accessibility. It's all good.
He'll be there 1 second. And oh god, I just had a thought. And back on that, just in general, it's a lot of people who aren't in this space.
Yep, sorry.
You're all good.
And on that sidebar, a lot of people don't realize, at least if you're reviewing and if you've ever been in the space, how much fucking work goes into everything, and how you don't just jump onto screen and play.
Yeah.
No.
And then, God forbid, you start adding in trying to pay people and make a living out of it.
Yeah, you mentioned learning an entire brand new skill to do this, which is production.
Oh god, it's so hard. I feel like we're always on a deficit of GMs and producers.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that are. Well, that's the thing, is a lot of people want to consume the sausage, but not a lot of people want to help make it.
And at least from the producing end.
That was a weird metaphor, and I'm sorry.
And at least from a producing end, there's a monetary. You have to put down money for that shit. At least to have a decent setup that's not gonna lag.
A decent setup that's not gonna lag. To be able to produce overlays that are decent quality if you're the one that's producing the overlays.
Yeah. God, I hate making overlays.
Have a stream deck so that you could just boop a button and things happen.
I have one. I still haven't set it up.
Oh.
I have to.
It'll make your life so much easier for production.
I know. And it's sitting right
it's
here.
It's going to take you about a day to get all the buttons set up for it, but I trust you. Trust me, it will change your life.
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Except for the gym, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Except the gym and maybe Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into being a showrunner, running the schedule, making sure the overlays are out, doing the promotion, and then handling all the social aspects of it. It's just,
hate it,
man. It's impressive whenever I see somebody that has put together a couple of shows, because I've tried. It sucks.
So hard. I think yeah. And I think for every non-one shot I've done on stream, I've done solo in terms of everything except maybe putting out tweets. It really depends, but it's so much work. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And I found out what I do and do not like to do at this point.
That's true.
I hate tweeting. I hate social promotionals. I'm bad at it.
Thank you. I'm so bad at it.
I can post a tweet. Coming up with something quippy that's eye-catching, on the other hand. No, I'm bad at it. And I hate making overlays.
I love overlays. I can do overlays for days. It's it's the funnest part for me is getting the look of the. I feel like the stream comes together when I can see the visuals of where people will go. That's just me.
No, I spend 5 hours trying to figure out what I want it to look like and what looks good and how it's gonna fit, and then it turns out great, but it's stressful.
Because it never feels right until it's time to go live.
Yeah. It didn't look good until I finished. My most recent overlay, I didn't like how it looked until everything was done.
Oh.
See, going back to trying to find something quippy to say in tweets. I cheat. I just have templates.
I do too.
Send me the templates. I would love to see it.
Whenever I'm going live, it's just we live, baby. Just corny that way.
I've got.
How does that work for serious games though?
For morning ritual,
we live, baby.
It's whether or not it's serious or silly. It's always
same. Let's go. We're live.
Get hype. If it's a sad game, the hype is I hope you're ready to cry, motherfucker. If it's a scary game, I hope you're ready to I hope you're ready for some spooky times, motherfucker.
Or it's just we're going live, and the only difference is a happy or smiley face.
You live and then a ghost emoji for a horror game
instead of one.
I love it. Yes.
I've got, for at least morning ritual, I've got already have the tweets written out for like the days before, the day of, an hour before, and I schedule them, and I just copy and paste and then put the name in. That was from Noir. Noir told me to do that, and I was like, it's saved my life ever since.
Scheduling is great. It's just trying to figure out what to schedule.
Yeah, that's true.
Like all of my like YouTube tweets, like, oh, this has been posted to YouTube, is literally just like episode X of game is live, has been posted to YouTube. Link. And it's so boring. I'm just like, brain don't work.
Sometimes what I'll do is I'll do like a little bit of a spoiler-free recap.
I can't always watch the shows.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I just export.
That's true. But yeah, if I'm producing, I usually like I sort of pay attention to what's going on, or I'll ask the GM to just be like, hey, can you just give me like a quick 1-sentence recap of what this is, of what's happened in the game.
I should do that.
Spoiler free, and then just I'll put that in with the tweet, and then that way at least the little blurb about the game will get people's attention and drive them towards the link, because getting people to click links is nigh impossible.
Click the link, y'all.
Click the link.
Just click it. You don't have to say.
It helps push us through the algorithm. Do it.
Right.
I hate the algorithm so goddamn much.
Fuck the algorithm. All of them.
You know what? Especially TikTok's algorithm. That one could eat a dick.
TikTok has an algorithm?
Yes, and it's racist.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't like pushing my videos unless I'm angry.
I fucking hate that.
Like, I want to post something about something that, like, makes me happy and brings me joy. Like, I tried to post a TikTok about, like, the game that I made, and nothing. But, like, I rant about something, and I get all the engagement.
People like profiting over other people's anger and pain, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Yes. It truly does.
Hey, hey, apps, can we fucking stop doing that?
Rage engagement is just
no.
I
hate that. It's so exhausting.
I hate that it's invented hate farmers though. They just do nothing but go around and get people to ratio them, and I'm just like, what does that do for you? Like, what does that give you?
I don't have anything nice to say.
I like to play the game on if it's fetish content or if it's like actual rage engagement. If it's rage farming or if it's
disgusting.
Most times it is fetish content.
Yeah, if you're mad about something, it's probably fetish content, y'all.
The Venn diagram it's a circle.
Yeah.
I hate this. Like, I hate that it's true. Cause like I guess it works on me. That's why I hate it. It's like a Jedi mind trick where it's just like somebody just wasting 8 boxes of macaroni
like
on a TikTok, and
like putting it on like the counter.
Yeah, I'm just like,
and then like squishing into it with their fingers, with their perfectly manicured nails.
Like, we're not gonna yuck anyone's yum, but also it's very rage-inducing if you don't know what it is.
We don't kink shame. We kink ask why.
Yes.
Nah, fuck that. I kink shame. Kink shaming is my kink.
No!
But like, I always imagine like those food waste videos. Like, I imagine like us in a Mad Max dystopia future, and just somebody coming upon those videos that's just like, I don't know, shot somebody for a cup of water, and they just see macaroni just being wasted by the bucket load.
Historians are going to be confused in the future.
Oh,
especially
God.
Shit on the internet if it sticks around.
There's there are like specific food videos where I'm like, this is just super wasteful for no apparent reason, and like kind of also a flex of your wealth and privilege at the same time. That I know that you're doing it for rage engagement, probably, because there's this one guy on TikTok that's making pasta, but he makes it with more eggs every single time.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think
know
I
how
know what you're
expensive
talking
eggs
about.
are right now?
But he is working, I think, with a shelter, and he is
Okay.
donating all of the pasta that is being made. It's like a group. It's a group project. I don't know if that's the right term, but like he is donating all the pasta he makes,
Okay, at least that's
like to homeless and shelters and stuff. So, there it's not going to waste.
okay, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about that
Yeah.
content specifically, because otherwise I was just like I was getting ready to get real upset.
Collab. Thank you, Nikki. It is some kind of collaboration. Last time I saw, he was at 1,052 yolks.
Yeah, historians are gonna be very fucking confused when they look back.
Yeah.
I think
I want to know
historians
where
are
the
gonna-
stopping point is, though, for this egg yolk pasta where they double every time.
I think that the historians are just gonna double it and give it to the next person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that,
But also
got-
with the egg prices, though, I need to
Right?
know where they're stopping.
Where are they getting these eggs?
honestly,
Well, that's why we have a shortage.
At this point, it's probably cheaper for us to just buy a chicken.
Okay, as someone whose dad used to have chickens and whose coworkers still has chickens, highly recommend. They're great. Fresh eggs are great.
They really are. My cousins used to have chickens, and we used to be able to go to their farm and get them.
Some of us are born in the city, okay? No, I've only
Hey,
ever
if it
seen a chicken at a
technically-
petting farm.
Technically, if it's not against the laws, you could figure something out.
I
Or-
think actually Chicago is one of the places where you are allowed to have chickens in your backyard.
Or get something super small like quail.
Yeah, that's the
and
other
have it in
thing.
your apartment.
And they lay a buttload of eggs. They're just little eggs.
Tiny, small.
They're just so small. And they'll just lay it wherever. They don't really give a fuck about nesting, kind of like pigeons.
That's adorable. That's endearing.
I love the pigeons here. They don't give a shit about anybody.
Pigeons are, I think, I don't remember the exact terminology, but they are domesticated. All pigeons are domesticated.
They're formerly domesticated, but any pigeon you run across is actually feral, and because it's been raised in the wild, but they can be hand raised. My favorite fact about pigeons, because this is now a bird facts podcast apparently.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Is that they will lay their eggs on anything that even remotely resembles a nest. So, like, you put a stick on the ground, a pigeon will lay an egg there.
That's a nest.
That's a nest.
They're right.
You put like a string of spaghetti, pigeon will lay an egg there. That's a nest.
God, I love pigeons.
They're just like, fuck it. Let me just drop this baby. Let me airdrop this baby.
Oh, that's basically about it, because they just don't give a fuck, because there's just so many of them that they're just like, you know, this'll do for a nest, and if predators get to it, I'll just have more babies.
Survival
Oh.
of the fittest, motherfucker.
Poor babies.
we got some hood Spartan pigeons around here.
Yeah, but yeah, that's they were domesticated animals. And yeah, because carrier pigeons were a thing, it was a primary form of communication over long distances. And then, yeah, like Nikki said, they were released into the wild when they weren't useful, so they have no instinct for nesting because they always had roosts that they would just go back to.
Wow. Well,
We done pigeons dirty.
You did rock pigeons dirty.
that gives me a new healthy respect for pigeons, because I
Bird
feel like
facts.
that's me as a bird, just like, oh, I got this fucking baby here.
Yeet. I do hear they make good pets though. Like if you like birds.
They're very friendly.
Yeah.
There was one
That's what
pigeon that I would always come across when I used to live in my old city. and he only had one leg, and he was just a trooper doing his best. Like, he was all white and one leg, and he would just like friendliest little dude always come up for like seeds and stuff.
I love him. Did you name him?
I named him Trooper.
Oh,
I love him. What a good baby.
Sweet little
I'm
man.
not getting you a bird. I'm kidding. I'm not getting you a bird.
No, you're gonna get me a cat.
Yep.
A furry baby.
A little fella.
Yep. Getting a little fella.
I've got a little fella wish list on my Amazon. I'm working on assembling everything that we'll need to bring a little fella into this apartment.
I have 3 cats and I love them.
I have only ever lived with my roommate's cat, and we had a mutual understanding.
you stay over there, I'll stay over here. Type of thing.
I promise this is true. The cat only ever sat next to me when I was watching concerts or stand-up comedy. Other than that, we didn't fuck with each other. I was just like, okay, I'm throwing on some comedy. You go sit down. You just
respecting each other's personal space. That's what I like about cats. Most of them know how to do boundaries.
Nikki.
I'm allergic to cats as a sapphic.
I'm sorry, Nikki. I'll just have to get another cat in your honor. Just convince my partner.
I'm also allergic to cats, but I'm just gonna live that Claritin life.
Yeah, I have faith in you. You can do it.
Yeah, well, I'll tough it out. I'm a big boy.
So strong.
I'm a strong lad, but I do have a question for you here.
Yes.
That I would be remiss if I did not ask.
What's that?
There is a war in the TTRPG.
Oh, I know it's coming. I was wondering if you were going to ask this. Keep going.
Between those of us who know that dice are just that, you're meant to roll them and no further. And then there are those of us that feel like dice are the forbidden candy that you're supposed to put them in your mouth and crunch. Now, I am aware that there are edible dice, but they don't like those because that's crunching and they want to crunch on their dice. So I have to ask you, what side of this conflict are you on? Are you on team Stop the Crunch? Or are you on team Crunch Crew? Or are you a coward that's in the middle with crunch responsibly, which is not a thing?
Okay.
Be crunch.
Normally, I'm crunch responsibly, but I'll give you an actual answer just so to help even out this war. I don't know what the sides are all like right now. Actually, what are the sides like? I'm curious.
Okay, well, so far, we have a
numbers.
We have several factions.
We need to get numbers. That's one of the things that I gotta do eventually.
Do a poll.
So we've got a number of people on Crotch Responsibly. Anita's one, Brennan is one. I think Calamity was also one. Then you've got people like me on Stop the Crunch. I'm Stop the Crunch.
Staunchly anti-crunch.
B. Davis, Stop the Crunch. Matt is Stop the Crunch. Thank you very much. And then we have the Crotch Crew, whose champion is Abria, because Abria worked at a dice company and is working to make dice even more irresistible to the crotchers. Just truly an evil individual if I've ever seen one. Also, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, Abria has since switched to digital dice because there's a non-extradition pact that exists within D&D Beyond and their dice roller. She's trying to escape accountability for her crunch war crimes.
It doesn't change the dice you already have at home though to crunch. But my final answer. The sole reason of being a gremlin is fun. We're gonna crunch.
No,
because how can you not be a gremlin?
No, we don't need that. No, dice don't go in your mouth. It's gross.
It's a good thing I run a lot of I run a lot of games where the GM doesn't have dice.
Oh, you wooed me this morning. Well, now this is why I always ask this question as a follow up, because it's my payback.
Okay.
And my payback is this: you get to sit at a table with any 5 people. You get to choose who's the GM. You get to choose what you're playing, and you don't count towards the 5. So it's 85 other people that are alive right now. Who you playing with?
Oh my god, I needed like a day to think about this. There's just so many cool people.
Yeah, suffer.
This
Oh,
is one of the few
God.
questions we don't prepare people for, and we probably should.
Nah,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Because there's so many fucking people. I like to do for group chemistry. And I've been wanting to get an Invisible Sun game together. So can I run the game?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so I'm gonna run the game. And I think I'm gonna start my table off with me running it, and then 5 other people.
Yes.
You said?
Yep. And what system are you running?
Invisible Sun.
Okay, yeah.
That's a Monty Cook game.
Monty Cook game. Because I think it would be really fun to see these people together and vibing. B Zelda.
Yes,
Ooh.
B.
They're a good one.
Ryomasa.
Yes.
Love him.
Valiant Dorian.
Ooh,
That's nice.
that's a good table so far.
I'm blanking. I know I need more.
I don't think
Because these people, some of these people I've played with before, but like I want to go for like the group experience. The Kappa Chris.
Kappa.
And the last person can be like a bunch of people, but I think I'm gonna settle on my friend Alex. Because I know they know the system, and with some experienced people in the system, with some newbies, it'll be a really cool table.
I think that's.
Wait,
4.
did you mute? Did you
I
mute?
think you might have mute yourself.
Yes, I did. I said, yeah, that is an awesome table.
Yeah.
Is that 4 or was that 5?
That was 5.
Okay.
B, Rio, Kappa, Val, Alex.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's right. That's 5.
Okay. And now the next question that always follows.
Yeah.
You are the god emperor of the TTRPG space
That's scary.
for one day. Any 3 things you want to have happen, no matter how big or small, immediately become law. Just like that.
Does it have to be specifically TTRPG stuff, or can it be TTRPG adjacent?
Let's hear it, and then we'll pass.
We'll pass judgment.
Can
As
we
the
just,
arbiters.
Can we dissolve some of these TTRPG companies?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely something that falls under this.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get some of these shitty companies out of here. Like we don't have time for that.
We got time.
So it's I get to do 3 things as TTRPG Emperor of the Sphere.
You can go so far as to say this company is dissolved and their value and clout go to another company. So, like, if you wanted to, you could be like, we get Paizo the fuck up out of here, and Magpie gets all their clout or whatever.
Okay. The second one is let's build an East Coast in-person studio, please. My East Coast butt needs it. Oh God.
I think we're all getting sick of everything being in LA.
Oh God, yes. I'm so tired of it. Because I'm not that I'm ever gonna go to LA for an in-studio game, but like it ends up being like a lot of similar people, unfortunately. And there's just so many amazing personalities and like performers in the sphere. So
Yeah, I love Rhea, Matt, and Brendan as much as the next person. I can't keep watching these motherfuckers.
we need fresh meats.
Watch them shuffle through the GM seat. Like a little bit of GM roulette.
And then I'm gonna do a really selfish one. I want Monty Cook Games to sponsor me.
Hell yeah.
Please,
Hell
Monty. Begging. Mr. Cook. One game. I can do
Yo,
it.
Cook. Help.
Please,
Oh.
Mr. Cook.
Oh no, I like those. You know what? We haven't done this in a while. Anita, what are your three?
The three things that I would do:
Yes.
establish a TTRPG studio in the central time zone. Let's do Chicago.
Let's go.
Chicago's accessible. A lot of people from the East Coast can come here. We're at a decent time zone, major airports. Let's go with bye, Watsy. Sorry. We'll transfer your value to make sure that everybody in the TTRPG space gets paid for their work.
Okay.
And
third thing.
everybody gets paid. We get a TTRPG studio going, and establish a fund so that anybody that wants to make a indie RPG can get like a little bit of money to put towards that.
Okay.
So that we can get some new systems in this place.
I dig it.
I dig it too.
The yes card came up. I know that I
Yeah.
won that conversation.
I love my yes card. I
need to get
actually have multiple, but these are not covered in clear tape. They're just paper. Easily terrible.
I gotta make some of those.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
I'm gonna do my three things. Here we go.
Let's go.
Go.
One, I want a different video production service instead of Twitch. Yeah. One that has features that would benefit actual plays, like a crediting system so that everybody involved can have their names and links readily available so that they gain followers and all that kind of stuff from appearing on actual plays.
Mm-hmm.
I
That'd be
would
really cool.
I would love for that video platforming service to also clock in stats. So like, when you're active as a guest on a channel, you're still acquiring minutes in chats and that kind of
Average
thing.
viewers.
Yes. I would love for that. My second thing is that this video platforming service would also have a healthy breadth of accessibility tools. I would love for it to have a better capturing software. I would love for us to develop ASL caption somehow. I think that would be a really interesting bit of software that I haven't seen available anywhere, and I would love for that to be a thing. I would also have this video platforming service provide effects very similar to Snapchat, which just went down recently. I just think that was a fun tool for streamers to kind of like accentuate their characters. Yeah, that's it. Just better monetization, better accessibility tools, so that not only are people getting more credit for the work that they're doing in these actual plays, but it's easier for people to partake and it's easier for people to make money. So that would be my three.
I want to change one of mine because you reminded me of one of my pet peeves in the TTRPG AP sphere. The captions. I force everyone to use some kind of captioning service, or at least the best one, because a friend of mine who has more time to like browse like the Twitch, like, the tabletop channels and like on Twitch and stuff, always sends me like screenshots of like, why are there no captions? And sometimes they're like not small channels that have no excuse not to use captions. And that's such a big pet peeve. Like, why the fuck aren't you doing this?
Yeah, and that's why I would love for a video platform service to just integrate it, where it's like thoughtless, where you don't have to actually think about it, where it just does it. And I can't believe that we don't have some way to automate ASL like that. I just, with the technology that we have, there's somebody's got to figure that out. But yeah, those are
Also, I think having captions, I don't think Twitch does this, but if you don't use something like Meets, if you're using one of the more add-ons or something for captions, I don't think the captions are saved to the VODs either.
No.
Yeah.
Which is really frustrating if you want to go back and watch.
YouTube at least does auto captioning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it does it on. I don't think it does it on live broadcasts.
Yeah, because I think when you set it up, it takes a little bit for it to do the automated captions and add them on.
Yeah, it'll do it on your VODs after the fact, but it won't do it on live.
Yeah.
You still need something in the moment like Google Meets, which is the only one that I've found where all the captions are in the same place, which is another accessibility issue because there's ones like PubNub where everybody has their own individual captions, but that means if there's several people talking, you need to keep diverting your attention over several different people.
Pixel Chat has since developed a transcript mode. It's a little more customizable than Google Meets. It does do a little. You need a little finagling because instead of being able to choose the width and the height, it kind of just scales it.
Kind of like,
but it is. So you have to like kind of plan your overlay around it. But it's pretty. It's a free service too.
That's good. Actually, I might look into that. I'm looking into like finding ways to cut costs because paying for Google Meets and Zoom. A month is like.
Oh, I didn't know you were paying for it monthly. I'll take care of it.
Oh no, it's good. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm good.
Also, Jordan, I would just like to say that is amazing, and that you brought on 2 ASL interpreters for a one shot next week. That's phenomenal.
Yes. That is awesome.
See, I want more of that. Like,
yeah.
You know?
But once again, the TTRPG space it's not a big money maker.
No.
It's not.
It's a majority of the time it's a passion project for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That kind of gets me back to like the whole LA thing because there is money in the space. There are paid opportunities. It's just it feels like it keeps going to the same folks. So that's why I think that there has been a hunger in the space for like, hey, we want to make a hub on the East Coast, and hey, we want to make a hub in Chicago. I think that's healthy because I feel like that's the only way we're going to draw these paid opportunities out is if we raise the standard of product that we push out. So,
I also have a huge respect for people that are pushing out content while also having non-related IRL jobs, and I'm just like, how the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah, that is wild. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I lost my thought.
I also lost my thought. I was hoping you'd fill me out. No, well, I will say, like, yeah, because running a channel is a full-time job, and I've seen people take that endeavor lightly, and it never ends well. So, the fact that the fact that the places that are still standing is a testament to the people that are running them. Because Lord knows
this channel almost work. I got burnt out real hard. This channel suffered for it. I know for a fact, because I am a one human operation, running this business, and it's a lot, especially when you're not getting it. It gets a little disheartening when you're not getting that much out of the final product, and you feel like people aren't paying attention, but I'm getting back into it. I'm pushing through. We're gonna get through this burnout. We're gonna burn even faster and harder. No, wait, that's
Oh,
the opposite of what I
Lord.
need to do. God.
And just knowing it, and it's also a lot of self-reflection and knowing when to take a break too, which
Exactly.
is why we over at Forward just decided like we need to go on a hiatus, y'all.
I think,
Yeah.
but I think that's the responsible thing to do
Is.
because I hate to keep talking about like the fall of channels, but one of the common things there is just everybody ends up getting so high strung that they lose their common fucking sense after
Yeah.
a while.
Yes.
Especially if it's not a full-time job.
Right.
It's just like a hobby.
Like I think sometimes it's really easy for folks to forget that this is all supposed to be fun.
Mhm.
Oh, and then this goes whole in back into the thing of monetizing your hobbies type topic as well.
Yes.
Like people are so quick to make a buck. Sometimes it's out of necessity, but like you don't have to monetize all your hobbies.
Exactly.
You can do just things for fun.
That's true. And that's hard to remember, especially in this weird hellscape economy that we live in.
Dystopian future that we're
This
in.
weird dystopian future that we live in, where we're a cyberpunk future that's too cyber and not punk enough.
God damn it.
That's one way to put it.
Am I wrong?
You're not.
That's so nail on the head. I'm so fucking frustrated I didn't think of it.
Please give me the cool fashion.
Give me.
This apocalypse sucks. Like,
It does.
let's just be real. Like we get beat up. We get beat up by like the weakest civil war ever. It's like a civil war in slow motion. And then we've got this fucking pandemic that we have to deal with. Like, it should have been murder hornets. It should have been murder hornets that took us out because that sounds metal. But no.
Murder hornets are fucking terrifying, and no thank you. Also, Jordan does make a good point. With those channels too, there's often a breakdown of who is passionate about it as a business and endeavor and who just want to goof off, and the landing zone for both keeps getting lost because people aren't on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Mission statements, y'all.
Yeah, I think folks need to also be clear about what their goals are with a project and like what they want to accomplish with it from the jump, so that they can make sure that the people that they bring on are like-minded and able to also help achieve that goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mission statement,
Yes.
rules, communication, and regular check-ins. That's right, Jordan.
Especially if you want to have like, oh god, I hate the terminology, and some people have made some really good points on it in social media already, but like communities where people are getting together, because if you don't have that down, you're gonna have an implosion.
yeah,
Especially if it's not safe.
Community rules and community guidelines.
yeah, there are a few. I think it's fair to ask. We've all been in this space long enough to notice like community red flags.
Yes.
I like
Toxic positivity.
toxic positivity. If anybody utters the phrase "we're gonna be the next critical role," I get the fuck out of there. If the heads of the channel are dating, I usually get the fuck out of there. Like I'm sorry. Like it's just there are some things where you're like you walk around and you're like, oh no, I've been here before. Like
I will say, you and I are dating, and you are a co-founder of the channel, but you really don't have anything to do with the day-to-day operations. You're a co-founder kind of in name.
I make it very clear I have nothing to do with this channel.
It is my baby.
I don't. No, thank you.
I'm gonna stay quiet on that last one, but like the others, I completely agree with. But also, they're my really good friends, and I will call them out on their shit, and they will say thank you for it. So,
listen, that last one, that one, that's a personal one. Like
that's fair.
That was the biggest landmine I stepped on. I was like, holy fucking shit, I need to get out of here.
Bye.
But that toxic positivity thing, yeah, no, that's a very real one.
We welcome everybody.
Yes. Or there's no place for politics in this games. We're just here to play games.
Everything is politics. Fuck off.
There's no place for politics. We're just here to play games.
I love that this is hitting so hard with some folks.
God, it's because we've all like dealt with it fucking personally.
Listen, I don't ever want to be around a place where somebody needs a couple of attempts at an apology.
Sorry, I zoned out. What did you say?
A couple of attempts at an apology.
I don't want to be in a place where they need to have a couple takes to make their apology do the right thing.
Yeah.
What was another one that I had one I was thinking about. Oh yeah, we don't really need to worry about safety tools.
Bye.
Oh.
Yeet.
Ooh. Or I didn't use the safety tools because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Like that, no. Safety tools are only as effective as their use.
I want to. Can I jump on that with something that I was thinking about the other day? Crossing your fingers under the table isn't the same as using an X card.
What? What the fuck?
Just metaphorically, not like someone has done that.
I was about to be like, the absolute fuck.
I'm like, excuse me, people are doing that?
But sometimes it feels like it. Sometimes it feels like it, that people are, after the fact, saying, I'm uncomfortable with this, but I'm not willing to say anything in the moment. Which, because it's hard, because people don't want to have that sort of awkward conversation, and they don't want to be the one that ruins everybody's fun, right? But
people aren't
your
mind
safety
readers.
is more important than other people's fun, and I'm sorry about that.
Like, if I hurt someone or I accidentally went on, like, accidentally touched upon too close onto someone's lines or veils, like, call me out.
Please.
Yes.
Like use the safety tools so that we can get back to the fun, or so that this can be optimally fun for you.
Yeah, the safety tools. I hate folks that push back on safety tools because I honestly they're one of my favorite things because they leave no room for doubt. Like, and like I like making new safety tools for things that I encounter in games that I personally hate. Like the hands tool is because I had a lot of players that enjoyed physically attacking my characters, and that when you make a character you care about them, so
yeah,
I agree. But we'll get into more of that, and even more. My brain is made of wet spaghetti. We'll get into that and other topics when we get back. We're going to take ourselves a quick break here to do human things. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Bye. All right, everybody. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. And we're back. Hello.
Or so you say. I don't believe your lies.
I see us on screen. We are back.
Don't believe Andor's lies.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second half, or as we lovingly call it, the Dark Roast. It's usually where we talk about more serious topics, but honestly, it's just something we call it.
Okay. Are y'all gonna roast me? What?
No.
Oh, no, just kidding.
Wow, the hand too?
We should start surprise roasting people.
Just as part of your recruitment process, just one question: are you okay with us roasting you on screen? Just yes, no answer, and then go.
You ready to catch this heat?
Love Murder Rose in chat. I adore you. We are simpatico in this. Thank you very much for picking up on my Final Fantasy 12 reference.
Disgusting.
It's gonna be a honey roast.
Listen. I am fine with gentle, loving roasts that sound worse than they actually are.
All right. So, I'm just going to dive into some of the set things that we have in the Dark Roast. This is one of my favorites. It's called Petty Prime Time, where we give you a chance to subtweet someone live. I always offer to go first to give an example of how this goes. So let's just get into it. Here's my Petty Prime Time. How many times does a company need to show you that they're shitty for you to stop buying their shit?
That could be so many.
Just curious.
Oh God.
Oh, also, I've got another one because this one hits. Just so you're aware, it's not even gonna be a subtweet. I'm just gonna fucking tweet them out. In case you're curious, Watsy, there are more than 7 black people in the world. All right, that's
just at.
I'm not good at being subtle. But that's Petty Prime Time. You got one, Anita?
I got a couple, but we'll start with one that I've already tweeted. If it was a real weapon, like a real pew-pew, I wouldn't be touching it. So don't at me about trigger discipline, anime AV profile people.
Yeah. Oh God. The thing is, I try not to be mean or subtweet anybody, so this is so freaking hard. It was drilled into me. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
I'm from Chicago. Fuck that. We let them motherfuckers fly.
God, I wish I grew up with the opposite sometimes. It would have made growing up so much easier.
I have allowed myself to be a little petty in my old age. As a treat.
You don't have to partake if you don't want to, but that's just something.
I like listening to this shit, though. If you want to keep going, I'll listen. And if I come up with something, I'll pop in.
I might have a couple more. You know, a project tends to succeed when it exists to be more than a vanity project. You know, if you're only starting a project so you can say I did this, then it's probably not gonna make it. Just throwing that out there.
Just because you go quiet doesn't mean people forget what happened.
Ooh, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's good, petty.
Yeah.
People who comment trigger discipline on Nerf videos are the same people who go to Third Planet and comment on the quality of the Japanese cereal while looking at anime source. Oh!
Damn.
Oh my God.
I feel like we all had some stuff to get out today, and that's what this exists for. Now, our next segment. Oh, go ahead.
In order to apologize, you need to say the words, "I'm sorry."
And
you know who you are, not that you're fucking watching.
And it shouldn't take you 3 to 4 tries to get to those 2 words. Just tossing that out there.
Yeah.
All right.
It
feels good.
It does feel good.
Just get that out there.
A little bit of catharsis that we allow ourselves.
They'll probably never hear it, but it feels good to get it out. Also, to piggyback that, it's not an apology if it's "I'm sorry, but" or "I'm sorry, you."
Yeah, exactly.
Let's fucking go.
Also, sorries are specific and acknowledging what you've done.
You know, I feel like we can keep on this for a while because, like,
I'm
motherfuckers always be like, "I'm sorry, but you put me in a position to do the thing that I did to you." Like, what the fuck?
That's the same vein as "I'm not racist, but."
I'm sorry you felt that way.
But is an eraser word.
Yeah, it gets rid of everything before it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they taught me at social justice camp.
That's where you choose your class if you're going to be a social justice warrior, a social justice mage.
This is true stories about me.
Can I be a warlock so I can get the skills and just bless them onto me, patron? Please.
This is a true Anita backstory. This is authentic Anita lore. That I went to social justice camp when I was in 6th grade.
Was it actually called social justice
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So there was activities like rock climbing and also how to not do a racism.
Wait, was it actually called that?
It was actually called Social Justice Camp, but that's not.
No,
Those
no, no.
weren't the titles of the seminars. No.
Okay.
There was. No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there was one segment where we broke off into like different groups, and one group was given like specific instructions on like how to deal with everybody else. Like if you can put them in a corner, and that's like a place of honor for them. And it was all about subverting cultural expectations, where like, so I like got taken by my hand with no explanation, because the idea was you also can't speak to each other, you can only communicate physically, like, so I got put in the corner by like someone who was a friend of mine, and I'm like, why am I in the corner? So I just stood in the corner, and apparently you could leave at any time. It was just like they were just putting you there and letting you know that you're welcome. That's like just a welcome greeting by putting someone in the corner.
Also, I feel like this is also a great topic to like something like this is also like communication is good, y'all.
It was basically a social justice LARP, now that I'm realizing it.
I can just see it now. Somebody, the whole line goes, "You're a social justice warrior." You're all like, "Yes, I've been trained
to camp.
Where the
I went to camp.
fuck is my axe?"
But they also had like outdoor activities. Like there was a spelunking, not spelunking. It's the one where you like rappelling, where you could like rappel off of a cliff face.
I was gonna say spelunking.
My mom wouldn't sign off.
Sixth grade.
My mom wouldn't sign off on the rappelling.
Hey, I just got one question. What the fuck does rappelling have to do with racism?
It was just a fun outdoor activity that you could use as like a group bonding exercise.
You know, a great way to make other people comfortable is if you descend from the ceiling.
I will also say, for reference, if you want to know what this camp looked like, it was in the woods in buttfuck nowhere, British Columbia. So whatever you think this camp looks like, you're right.
Yeah.
There was one person of color there.
I figured as much.
I'm sorry for them.
I knew that was the case the moment you said there was repelling. Anyway, the next segment that we have in the Dark Roast are TTRPG confessions. This is where you confess your tabletop sins, and we give you your penance. Again, I will lead by example, and if you want to partake, feel free. My confession, and I've noticed this about myself, and I'm working on fixing it. I have been afflicted by the I walk away virus, which is where my characters often walk away from the scene, which I feel like if you do it too much, you don't give people the chance to kind of interact with you in the way that they might want to. Let your characters linger in a scene, and give the party a chance to interact. I'm way too quick to go, and my character walks away. So that is my sin. I await my penance. Anita, do you have anything?
I have a penance for you.
Okay.
The next time that someone else tries to say, "I walk away," have your character grab that character's wrist to stop them from walking away and engage in more meaningful conversation.
I will initiate a hands check first.
Yes.
But I will do that. That is...
Implement proper safety tools.
Do you have a penance for me?
I don't have a penance for you, but I did think you were going to say, when I heard walk away virus, that you just keep walking away from the tables, like your IRL group, like I'm done with this group.
You know, I might also have that virus, but I'm a lot less sorry about it.
Hey, if you're not vibing or they're shitty, get the fuck out of there.
I suggested a D20 roll, and before 10, I moonwalk away.
I'm gonna implement that one too.
Please do it.
We're gonna smooth moonwalk out of this conversation.
I currently am playing a character
Mhm.
who does not consider the people she's been traveling with for like 10 months friends still.
Ooh.
In game.
Ooh.
She called them her friends once. And that was just last session. No, she didn't even call them her friends. She's like, you're a good friend.
Not my good friend. You're a good friend.
You're a good friend.
Yeah, it's a good friend, not my good friend.
Oh, you got a penance in mind for this one, Anita?
Find the quietest player at the table and actively make friends with that character.
Define actively make friends, because I did ask them, like, hey, are friends worth it? We had a very edgy, like, disgruntling conversation about are friends worth it with that character.
I would say find a way to be friends with that character.
My penance is going to be a little.
Hold on,
A
I gotta
little
write this
lesser.
down. Like, I got my character notebook. Or my character notes.
My penance will be thus. You have to share one silly fact about your character to another character.
Ooh, silly facts.
Something that's not quite serious. Might be like an allergy or an embarrassing moment. But you have to share something not serious and personal.
I have made the notes, because this gave us tonight.
Hey, so we can check it out.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I
Not
need
serious
to think of a sin
and...
that I have committed, a grievous sin.
What's your sin?
I have to think of one.
In
Ooh.
chat, if you have any sins, go ahead and put them in chat.
And we
we'll
will deliver your penance.
we'll deliver your penance.
That's rough, buddy. Yeah.
That's rough, buddy. But at least you called him buddy.
Take away some of that sting of having a mood girlfriend. All right, Anita, what do we got?
You can do it.
I have not finished the backstories for either of the characters in the two games that I am playing.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of one.
Three
All
of them.
right.
Sorry, that's 3.
Wow.
Is it like completely blank, or is it like you got like a couple miscellaneous stuff?
One of them's about halfway done. One of them, my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is about halfway done for Agnes, who's the character that I play tomorrow.
All right. So overall penance, work on those.
I have not done one for Mira, and I'm looking to do one for Kata. I'm realizing that a lot of my characters have A names.
I get in that habit too of like I feel like a certain letter vibe for the name of a character,
Yeah.
and then I gotta figure that out.
I've got a
My
month to worry about Kata.
My penance to you for at least one of the characters is talk with another player and tie one of their PC into like one of their backstories.
Ooh.
Get that interpersonal connection shit going.
Okay. Fine.
It'll make it a little easier because then you got that back and forth like inspirational shit going
I mean,
on.
I do have that with Agnes, who's the character that I'm playing tomorrow. She's been on this ship with the crew for like the last 3 years. And she's got a very close bond with the captain. The captain is a basically space fox or star fox, but like a wolf. And
I love him.
Last session, Captain Stella called Agnes. Agnes wasn't there, but was like called Agnes her human, and I was like, I melted. Just like my cold dead heart was like just her human.
So Love Murder Rose says that their sin is the last 3 or 4 characters, she somehow made them completely trans allegories without conscious input. And I had to be told by others, hey, Rose, are all your characters trans? Thing is, I don't think that's a sin.
That's not a
Yeah,
sin.
I don't
Yeah.
like all my characters are black, and I apologize to no one for that.
Live your you.
And I was just like, no, she's just a warforged. She doesn't feel comfortable in her body. It feels like she's a human. That's not your. Oh.
Yeah. TTRPGs are about discoveries.
Never apologize.
No, that's not a sin.
That is not a sin. Do not apologize for.
That's not a
truth.
sin, but I'll still give you a penance.
Make
Here's
it
your
gayer.
penance. Still, that's not penance. That's just an overall command. All right, your penance. Have a conversation. Have your character have a conversation with another character about it. Like, get your party in on that if you're comfortable with it.
Mhm.
I think that'll lead to some really inspired moments.
Deep role play.
Yeah.
Yes. Do it.
We love that role play shit.
And
Hell yeah.
the overall command is make your characters gayer and make your characters more trans
And hot.
and hot as hell.
Are we doing the tabletop commandments?
The tabletop commandments. Thou shalt.
Commandment 1: Thou shalt not blame thy character,
For
Yes.
the actions of the player.
Yes.
for you made the character. You chose to bring them to the table.
You can change the character.
They are fluid. they change from day to day. So don't be an asshole. Commandment 2: Don't be an asshole. If you find yourself being an asshole, apologize for being an asshole and then cease.
Cease
and
the
this
activities.
includes, and this also includes, but is not limited to, bigotry, etc., racism, transphobia, so on and so forth, because there's so many. Don't do it.
Commandment 3. Make your characters gay and hot as hell.
Give them a sword. Listen, I broke one of my characters on Thursday by just pulling out a sword and giving it to a lady.
I mean, that's true. That's gonna be really interesting because the current character is an armor artificer who adamantly refuses to let the party see her out of her armor because she literally had to sacrifice an arm and leg to use it and doesn't want others to see her as weak or lesser. Oh, that's gonna be such a sweet moment that you guys have.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first 2 commandments are don't be an asshole to get the point across.
I think it might be
Yes.
the first 3. The first one is don't be an asshole. The second one is don't be an asshole. And the third one is seriously though, don't be an asshole.
The third one is obey the first 2 commandments.
4. If you do any of those, if you ignored those for the first 3, you're out. This is the final warning.
If it's your
Rule
first time,
3
you
is-
have to be gay and hot.
We make it TTRPG Fight Club commandments.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of this.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know specifically. I don't know specifically what you're referring to. I don't know if this is a penance or not, Jordan. But Jordan says expand how spells work. Have telepathy and sending not only be words but sight, sounds, touch, etc. That will rope in so many people and lead to some bonding moments for everyone.
Oh, you know what? This is, you know what? We might actually be doing the fucking tabletop commandments. As a GM and as a player, leave time for your players and your GMs to be descriptive. Like, give them that time to like bring you in. It's one thing to face a big dragon, but it's something else entirely to face a dragon whose scales are as thick as tank plates and who smells of cinder and ash. Like, it's just like, it's so much cooler when you let people really bite down on the moment. So don't be a dick and let that happen.
Also,
Don't be afraid to describe the scene in other senses.
Yeah. I used to have actually on my computer like a little sticky note that said hear, sight, touch, smell, etc. to remind myself to use all of those. Also, GM tip, you don't have to plan every single thing. Sometimes just freaking let them decide what they want to do for like role play or along those lines.
Yes.
Don't be railroady unless your group specifically wants to be railroaded.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
And if you need time to figure out, like, oh my God, they went left and I didn't plan for them to go left, don't shut the choice down. If you need a little bit of time or a breather, give yourself that so that you can give your players a good experience. Don't like keep going and be passive aggressive about it, because I've had that happen.
So there is an image somewhere floating around. I don't remember who made it originally, but it's you got your person standing at the bottom and they have two paths before them, color purple, color blue, and you're trying to get but both roads lead to the same place and they don't know it. Utilize that.
Yes. You mean they went left instead of right? Well, guess what? What's down the right path is now what's down the left path.
Yeah.
Let your players be heroes. Don't just beat up on them. Right?
Unless they want to be villains.
Yeah, but even then, let them have cool villain moments.
Let your players be their best selves. Or worst selves.
Give them obstacles that you can use your ability on. I hear this all the time. If your monk has, grabbing the freaking arrow ability, throw arrows at them.
Throw arrows
Shoot
at
your monks.
Shoot your monks. One of my favorite moments was when one of Noir's, the same monk that Noir played in your game, was in a game with the character of mine, and his monk caught a bullet and redirected a bullet.
That's terrifying. A bullet.
Yeah.
Also, failure doesn't equal bad things happening. Have it be funny or fun or lead to other opportunities. I like to throw that back on my players. Tell me how this fails.
Plot happens.
Yeah. Like, tell me how it fails, because then it also gives them autonomy on like what happens to their character when something bad happens.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've been doing last night when we played our game. Because in Abyss, there's really not like if you fail, bad things happen, because you can always bargain for a better result.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a PBTA game, but there's like a couple different twists on it that make it a little bit more interesting. So like a low result doesn't necessarily mean that you fail. It just means that something goes a little bit sideways, and you can, if you want, you can bargain to get like a better result on your die. Or you can exposit to let yourself reroll. Like you can reveal a bit of your character backstory for a reroll, which is a really fun concept.
You can employ that anywhere. Like, all right, broke. Broke is you fail a stealth check and the guards hear you. Bespoke is you fail a guard check and you fail a stealth check and the chef finds you and confuses you for an employee. It makes you start cooking.
Yes.
Like, where have you been? Prepare this dish. Like,
what? A system, just like a cute little indie system that I run every once in a while, which is Spellcraft by Margaret Crone, has the way that they handle failures. Like, it's a range of successes depending on like what you roll. But when you fail something, it actually says either the GM or the GM has one of the other players describe how your spell fails, which I think does a lot of cute little interactions and brings up a lot of interesting situations.
Oh, I love it. Like, have fun with it. Don't punish your players. Also,
unless they ask for it.
Yeah, unless they ask for it. I mean, you know your table better than anybody. This is just like general advice, but like, it's okay to give your players moments. It's okay to give your players items. It's okay for them to win.
Yes.
We've got some notes in the chat. Uh, Jordan says also failure doesn't equal bad things happening. Have it be fun, or lead to other opportunities. Murderer says let characters be badass. If a moment happens and a character steps up and does something cool, make it memorable. But make sure each character gets a chance. That's another thing. Try and make sure that everybody has a moment.
That's it's hard, especially from a GMing standpoint, but it's so rewarding.
Oh my god, yes. Murder Rose also says, I like failure by choice mechanics. Lacuna is a mini book system that allows you to re-roll as many times as you want, but each roll adds to your heart rate, including failures. At your max heart rate, you're out of the session.
Ooh, that's cool.
Ooh,
Also, I would like to say, Sphinx says, put that on a shirt, shoot your monks.
Shoot your monks.
Hey, we'll have that shirt out.
Though credit for shoot your monks goes to AJ because he's always yelling shoot your monks.
Let's do it.
Go. I'll say one more thing is that Star Trek Adventures has a really cool mechanic for failures because you can always choose to succeed at a cost, which can introduce complications into the scene, right? And if you roll a crit fail in Star Trek Adventures, which is a natural 20, you can also get complications.
20's failure?
Yeah. So I love Star Trek Adventures because it's in the inverse, because it's a 2d20 system. You need to roll low. So a 1 is always a critical success, and a 20 is always a critical failure.
I love it.
And 20s will always introduce complications into a scene. Like you missed something, a very vital piece of information, or the GM can get points of threat that they can spend later to increase difficulties and just introduce problems into the world, like a Borg ship just dropped out of warp.
I love mechanics like that. I really love the cipher system, which also has a similar.
Great.
Yeah, and those who aren't familiar, natural ones, and just as a general mechanic, GM intrusions. You can get experience points at a cost by the GM deciding to be like, hey, XYZ happens. The ground crumbles beneath you, and they're able to insert their own things into the session.
Yeah.
But also if you do a nat 1, they get a free intrusion where you don't get the XP and you get fucked.
And then
and it's fun and it's great.
On a 19, you can get a minor boon, and then on a 20, you can get a major boon.
Yeah. The two cipher system games I've played, Numenera and just like an offline cipher game, both players, a player from each game, chose the descriptor Reckless, which allows you to automatically succeed on a check of challenge 6 or lower, but the GM gets a free GM intrusion. And I've seen it used and abused so many times, but it's always such an amazing thing that happened narratively.
I love GM intrusions so much.
Cipher system, I think, is going to end up being, when I finally decide to learn how to run it, or officially decide to run it, like I know how to play. I think that's going to be my main system.
I also
if I decide
love
to go
player
back to my
intrusions
homebrew.
because I had there's a cipher system game that I was playing. It was I think it was their space Expanse type game, but it wasn't the Expanse. But
Strange?
No, it was another one. It was like more hard sci-fi.
Let me just go to the Cypher Unlimited server and see what everything is down.
Not Stars.
I need to play more Cypher.
But so good.
We were entering a spaceport and there was a security check, but my character, it had already been established that she'd been here before. So, and she'd been here for she had lived on this planet for like a little bit, and I was like, player intrusion, can I know the guard? You spend the experience points, and it was like part of the way that the character was built is there was the ability to do a player intrusion to have known someone from this location before. Like, can I know the security guard and like basically schmooze him to get past without having to like be screened? And the GM's like, spend the experience points and go for it. And it was like one point where I felt like so badass. I was just like, hey, how's the wife and kids? It's really good to see you again. Listen, I gotta get it. I gotta get through here. You know how it is. And he's like, yeah, say no more. Come on in.
Listen,
Love it.
I didn't wake up expecting y'all to sell me on this system.
Cypher system is so
Cypher
good.
system is so fun.
It's also just the base rules are setting agnostic. So you can throw it into anything, and then listen, I am a slut for Monty Cook games, okay? But they also have a lot of different supplements as well, or settings that they've done collaborations with people. Like they've done the Old Gods of Appalachia collab and stuff like that.
I think there's one coming up. There's a Magnus Archives one coming out.
Correct. There's a Magnus Archives one coming up, but they've done Monty Cook Games Tollus setting, his custom D&D setting. There's a superhero supplement. There's a fairy tale supplement.
Tollus is really good. I've run it for Monty Cook at Gen Con a couple years ago.
Damn, that's so cool.
Really fun.
That's what my home game was. It was super, super fun. It unfortunately ended, but there's a superhero, there's more fantasy supplements. It's really good. I don't have all of them, but it's really cool.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give this a spin. Right now, I've been obsessing over Pathfinder and Savage Land, so I'll have to add this to the mix.
Hey, I still need to run a test run one shot. If you want to try it, you can test run it on both ends.
Put me in the game, coach.
As someone who knows Cypher System, I think you can appreciate the mask that they gave out at conventions.
What does it say?
A mask of warding.
Beautiful. I love that.
Level 1d6 plus 4, form, cloth mask worn over the lower face. Effect, when worn properly, the user's might defense rolls to resist contracting or spreading diseases are eased by 2 straps. Depletion, 1 in 1d20. They made the masks for conventions an actual Cypher system, a cipher.
A cipher, yeah. Oh, I love Cypher so much. Cypher and Invisible Sun are my core
See, I haven't played Invisible Sun yet either. I need to give that a go.
Someday.
I need to give that a go.
I wish I had the mental capacity to run more than 2 games simultaneously for a week. My brain doesn't work. I've run 3. Like when I was running when I ran the Veil of Shadows game for you, for a short period I was running 3 games a week, and I was just like,
holy smokes,
can't do it. There were 2 streamed.
No.
2 of them were streamed. One was a home game, and I'm like, I can't
do it.
Hey, listen, Sphinx. Someday, my goal is to run so much Invisible Sun that Monty Cook Games needs to pay attention to me and maybe re-release the system.
I just love that we're in like the golden age of people playing things other than D&D. Like that makes me so fucking happy.
D&D was the gateway, but like it can stay the gateway. It doesn't need to be the path.
Yeah, we don't need that shit anymore.
Can I say something real quick? This might be a petty prime time.
Okay,
but
let's go.
A lot of y'all who were saying down with D&D came crawling back real quick.
Damn.
A lot of you are just like, this is terrible. We shouldn't support this company, or right back
You're
on
right.
D&D Beyond.
You should say it louder.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. That did happen and pretty quickly
and
too.
Like I've seen this in real time across my feed. Is that a lot of folks who are taking shots at D&D, taking shots at WotC for the OGL, are real quick to jump back on as soon as they caved to our minor demands.
My final thoughts on D&D as an opinion is it's fine.
It's fine.
I think my favorite thing is just like the vibes of subclasses, but
there's better systems. Mechanics.
Yeah, it's just that everybody knows it. Like that's
everyone knows Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like I always say, it's the Shakespeare of TTRPGs, is that everybody knows a little bit of Shakespeare.
Yeah, I do know a little bit of Shakespeare.
Everyone knows Romeo, for where art thou? Oh,
everyone knows that you roll a 20.
If I go walking into like a IRL group saying, "Hey, y'all want to go play Cypher?" They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is Cypher?"
But if if you come bringing Romeo and Juliet, everybody knows a little bit. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir? I bite my thumb, yes. But I do not bite it at you, sir.
You just did that to flex your Shakespeare knowledge, didn't you?
A drum, Macbeth doth come. Anyways.
Yep, there it is. I knew it. You just wanted to flex. All right, so we do have another aspect of the dark roast here that we do.
Let's go.
If you have been in the TTRPG space for long enough, you have probably had the displeasure of being at a table with that guy. That guy is a veritable black hole of fun at the table. Somebody, if they were yeeted into the sun, your experience would increase 1,000-fold. So I have to ask you,
I did come up with something.
Do you have a that guy story for us?
I originally said no, I didn't have anything, and then I was just suddenly struck with something that if these people were removed from the table, it would be so much better. So when we rejoined my partner and I started to join like local friendly game store, we finally found like a group to play with. We found a GM. He ran Eberron for us. Awesome. So it was me, my partner, a friend that I reconnected with, my dad, and my brother. If my dad and my brother were not at the table, the experience would have been so much better. They were playing for a while, like a couple years. At some point, I dropped off midway through. And to be fair, it was 3.5. It's a little more complicated than 5e, but he had the PHB. Right. He still even when they were still playing at the end of like. When they till the end, like right before they stopped playing together, my dad's like, I've only been playing for a little bit. You gotta be patient with me. I don't know how to play, when he's been playing for 3 years with an Excel sheet that does a lot of the math for you, because 3.5 is math heavy.
Yeah.
My dad and my brother I'm putting them on roast, but they don't know hopefully they don't know my online alias and shit. So cross my fingers there. My dad has fallen asleep at the table during a game.
Oh!
An in-person game.
In person!
And then my brother just zones out a lot. And you know how combat can get. Sorry, not sorry. I love you too, but also...
That guy is that family.
It's my family. Yeah. We don't play together anymore. Even like after I left, after a point, the rest of the group's like, we're not playing with your dad or brother anymore. And now they just do some goblin shenanigans and sigil games every once in a while. That's my that guy story.
Ooh, man, I can't even imagine. Look, I've played with my siblings, but I can't imagine playing with my parents. That would be nightmarish.
On another tangent, this hasn't happened to me, but like we were just some friends and I were talking about like something along the lines of we prefer having cameras on during games because apparently someone had a game where they were playing straight up video games during a session, or like walked away and no one knew. They didn't say anything. Like, don't fucking do that, y'all. Please don't.
I had one game. I did have one game that I was running. It was cameras off. And I turned my headset. It's mobile. I put my headset on as my microphone and I walked around my apartment cleaning while I was GMing a session once. I was multitasking.
But you were giving your attention to them, though.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
I mean,
I got paid to clean my apartment.
I don't think it's. Listen, I think there are some people that need to fidget and then they can still pay attention.
Yeah.
I have seen players who have been like on their phone, but like when it's their turn, they're on the ball. I like to think that I'm one of those. But like, if you can't multitask, if you can't give your attention to more than one thing, then at the table, pay attention to the table. Like that's the fucking At some point, you've got to kind of know yourself. So know if you can do that, and know if you can't. And if you can't, then please pay attention to the table.
Though I have also had times, because ADHD, I have had times where I have been paying attention to the table, and my brain just completely, like, it takes the information that has been sent to me, and it says, you don't need this, and crumples it up and throws it away. And it was literally something someone had just said to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, my brain lost that. It launched it completely in one ear, out the other. Can you repeat that, please?
Volinar says that they had a guy that spent at least 3 or 4 minutes oh wait, hold on, Twitch chat is moving. 3 or 4 minutes embellishing everything he did. Like, I love some narrative, but moving from one side of the room to the other does not take 5 minutes of an hour.
Are you playing with Stephen King?
Lord of the Rings, just walking.
And each step was more heroic than the next. And there were plenty of steps. Let me describe them.
Multitask is a scarier word than multitask. ADHD, Gober.
That's so good. Multitasks.
Multitask.
I love that.
I mean, I don't know if you face multiple tasks, but that shit is terrifying.
I'm gonna multitask multitasks.
God, I do want to like encounter a Tarask someday, just to see if I can.
Oh, I got my ass kicked by one in 3.5.
Oh, 3.5? Oh no.
Yeah, their shells had magic reflection or some shit like that.
They have that in 5e too.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Like, it's the fucking worst. Because it's just like, I didn't know what a Tarask was at the time. And the GM was sick of our shit. So he just kind of dropped one on us.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, we earned it. And so I'm just
okay.
So I'm like, oh, it's a fucking Tarask. No big deal, motherfucking. And I cast.
The queer audacity that thinking you can take on a Tarask.
I know, right? I went in with way too much. Well, I went in with way too much confidence because I just got a spell that kills. It was either Finger of Death or Disintegrate, but I was just like, this ain't shit. What he was like, okay, I rolled and it bounces back. And I'm like, wait, what?
I have to know, what is the CR of a Tarask in 3.5? Okay, it's a 20 in 3.5.
In 5th, it's a 30.
We were not level 20.
Yeah.
Multitasking multitasks is the new tongue twister. Gotta say that 10 times fast.
Multitasking multitasking. I don't think I'm doing fast enough.
I did not know someone could purple prose and electric blast that many ways.
Right. Not gonna lie, I am missing 3.5 a little bit.
I was also, but Pathfinder is scratching that itch for me real good.
1E?
Huh? 2E.
2E, okay.
Yeah, 1E is too much for me. Like
1E is just D&D 3.75.
Yeah,
it's copy paste.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I've been falling in love with Pathfinder. I did not realize how much I missed crafting. Just
because there's crafting rules. There's actual crafting rules,
and you can craft all sorts of crazy shit. Like right now, I'm building a ranger who crafts special arrows. So I'm going full Hawkeye. Like I never liked the idea that in 5th edition I'm a dwarf that can't make a hammer. Like something about that bothers me.
It's a little too simple sometimes for 5e.
Yes, very much so. Like I need some complication in my life.
Yeah, they don't really give you rules for crafting and a lot of other things. They expect you to sort of homebrew a bunch of it.
Murder Rose says they want to try Pathfinder, but not really good with Crunchy, and I heard Pathfinder is crunchier than Nature Valley. Sometimes 2E, I played a little bit of 2E. It's a little more streamlined than 1E, a little easier. there are, at least what I've used in the past for 3.5 Pathfinder and some 5e, I've used an Excel supplement that someone made called the Only Sheet, which kept track of everything. It does require a little bit of Excel proficiency though, but it helped a lot with the crunch back when I played.
What I tell folks when I hear this about Pathfinder is, it once you accept two things, Pathfinder 2e becomes really easy, which is replace the idea of advantage and disadvantage with the idea of getting +2 or -2. Once you understand that that's the core of what Pathfinder is, it becomes a lot easier. I mean, that's just, but we're not here to praise Pathfinder, even though I love it so
What's
so
the
much.
second thing?
The second thing is that one, everything gives you +2 and -2, and that's quite literally everything. Like, so for example, if
Second one
in
is
D
be gay and hot.
Yeah, fact, yes.
that's always a commandment though. And what I mean by everything is the +2, -2, and to stop thinking about advantage, because those were the two things I just separated them poorly. In D&D, if I were to, like, I'm going to intimidate you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I roll an intimidation, you roll whatever, and if I succeed, then the GM is usually just going to throw advantage on me or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Pathfinder, there are statuses, right? So you would be under a fear effect, and fear effect is just like you get a -2 towards attacking me, and I get a +2 for attacking you. So
Okay.
that's essentially the understanding of it.
Cool.
It's real fun. Man, I'm still thinking about that guy though. Your family. Like, how did you even initiate a family game? Like, I can't even talk about it.
I think the way it started is because when we were at the local or game store, when we were trying, like, oh, we want to get into like D&D and stuff, like years ago. This is probably close, maybe like 8 years ago, something like that. It was shortly after my partner moved up here, 2015, something like that. 8 years. Like, okay, we have a game store literally right down the street. They have Adventures League nights, and we started playing a couple games. We met our GM, who did not run Adventures League. He ran Eberron, which is not sanctioned. Like, it's not in Faerun. It doesn't work. So he ran some of that. I reconnected with an old high school friend randomly out of the fucking nowhere. He was there. And then we're just like, after some of the modules were done, we're like, do y'all want to do a home game? And so we all met, and we decided to have it at my dad's house because I think my brother expressed interest, and then it just kind of moved from there.
Hell yeah.
It was good.
Heck yeah.
All right, so I've got 2 more questions for you here.
All right.
Well, actually, I got 3
Okay.
more questions for you. Which, one, what are 3 things in your RPG bucket list? Like 3 things you would love to do in a RPG that you have not done yet.
Okay. Oh God. Does it need to be in a game or just in general TTRPG stuff?
In general, the TTRPG stuff.
Okay. I do want to. I'm gonna go back with the thing I nixed off earlier. Godhood of TTRPGs. I want to have a game sponsored by Monty Cook, preferably Invisible Sun. I want to rise to godhood in a TTRPG, preferably unwillingly. Preferably reluctantly, unwillingly. I'm gonna do it for like the sake of the world type thing.
I think I did it in a sad way.
Oh, love it. And then I think the last one is I want to run. I did it once. It ended up not going as well because this was before I found out about safety tools. It wasn't super bad. It was just not the way I wanted to run it. We just don't vibe anymore in terms of like role play stuff and how we want to play games. But I do want to do an all villain game.
Ooh, all villain game with proper safety tools in place.
Mm-hmm.
Aces.
Oh.
Yeah.
there's so many people that I know in this space that would just make amazing villains. I'm looking at you, Kappa, and I'm looking at you, Drac.
Yep.
Those two
Get
are
them both together.
That's too much evil in one spot.
I think we can handle it.
Too many sexy evil monologues.
If you want to see Kappa be evil, please go watch Veil of Shadows.
Oh my god, it was so personal.
Yeah.
Do we want to spoil what the fuck he did?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I brought Kappa on as a guest for the last session and a half. When they all went to go have their final showdown, Noir's character walks in, a little ahead of the rest of the group. Kappa takes off his very plain-looking necklace and chucks it at the party behind Noir's character. It was a full necklace of fireballs.
He threw the whole goddamn thing, not at me. Look, I need y'all to understand. This is my Lex Luthor. I'm Superman. He's Lex Luthor, and instead of trying to hit me, he blows up my party.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, one of the players' mounts had a barrel of oil strapped to the side.
The poor baby.
They were okay, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Ox the Rhino was fine.
I'll never forget him.
Porta Ugogo was such a great character.
Oh, I will never forget. It's so petty.
It was really fucking good.
It was a true villain move. It's like, I'm not interested in you in hurting you. I'm interested in hurting your friends.
To hurt you.
To hurt you.
I still remember you asking to clarify, like, so you're not trying to hit no.
Like, that was still, I think, one of the most badass decisions.
That was
to
a
do in
key.
a game.
That was a true villain move.
Also, a reminder, I think when we did this game, they were level 16 or 17. Or 18. Somewhere in that. It was high tier.
Ryan goes, that's some Zoom shit right there. Yeah, that was some real Reverse Flash. Just evil, petty. Oh, man.
I felt vindictive and targeted.
I that's still one of my.
But it was done in a super safe way, which is great.
One of my favorite moments.
So yeah, y'all, bringing guests to play your BPEGs, it's worth it. It's fucking worth it.
Though, could you imagine throwing a necklace of fireball if you were to throw the necklace of fireball at Hal?
Yeah, he would have caught it.
Hal would have caught it and thrown it back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just love how fucking evil that was. I forgot about that.
It was so good.
Oh, little petty son of a bitch.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch that someday.
Yeah.
It's a bite size. It's like 13 hours. It's only like 6 episodes.
Oh, but it was so good. It was so much fun.
That was a good group too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I said I had 3 questions, but like that one.
What are the other ones? First was the bucket list.
Yeah,
that was the bucket list question.
So yes, bucket list. Go ahead.
Were there any other items on the bucket list? Villain group?
I think I said my 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I said the 3.
Sponsorship.
Yes.
From Monty Cook Games.
Specifically.
Oh, and there was you even went down to like you have the exact. It was what Lighthouse, I believe it was.
What?
Invisible Sun.
Invisible Sun.
Lord, where did Lighthouse come from? Oh, I'm thinking Call of Cthulhu. Never mind.
Rise to Godhood in a TTRPG as a player, and then all villain game.
All villain game.
But I want to play.
Oh, the next question I had. What is one of your all-star actual play moments? Like a moment where you're like, this is me at my top. Like this is me on top floor.
Top of my game.
My one that is my favorite was my last Invisible Sun game that I ran on Friends with Roll Dice, where spoilers for the Soul's Confidant, they were trying to steal something from a gallery, and at this point there was also a antagonist that had a very dangerous item. It steals souls, and they were trying to get that back from them. And shit went down, started going sideways really quickly. And I was setting up the scene to steal one of the players' souls, and instead did it to a beloved NPC, and everyone's faces at the same time were like, no.
It feels good to be equal.
Feels good.
How about you, Noir? What's your top of your game moment? I know what mine is.
I don't have one. Okay. Oh yeah. No, I got it. Stucky Sacrifice. So
Ooh.
I played a star pilot in a Star Wars game, and there was a colony that was being attacked by the Empire, and we were trying to push them back, and we had successfully done away with their ground troops, but reinforcements were coming. And so we had to get the fuck out of there before the reinforcements got there. Problem is, they got there much sooner than we expected. And my pilot was leading a squad of X-Wing fighters. And so we
finally got your X-Wing.
Yeah, it was an entire session of my pilot in shitty ships, just wanting a good ship, and he finally got into an X-Wing.
I'm so happy.
And the reinforcements were coming, and we had the choice of either like we could jump the hyperspace and get away, but there was a chance that they might take out one of the bigger ships, which
I was on board one of the bigger ships.
Yeah.
Oops. Nope.
Which held like hundreds of people. Like there were two of these large freight ships, and it was pretty much a given that one of them was going to be destroyed, and his crew member was on one of them. So he was just like, well, we can't have that. And so I got to have a scene where I talked to the squadron like, hey, y'all, we got to buy them time. And we're like, it's 2 Star Destroyers versus like 4 X-Wings.
Oh.
Can we buy them a couple minutes? In the squad, was just like, we fly with you, buddy.
Oh.
And so the last thing my character said was, let's go be big dumb heroes. And we bought them enough time to get out, and Stucky died.
Stucky lives.
In our hearts.
In our hearts, at least. But I have been petitioning for them to bring back Stucky. And because X-Wings have hyperdrives, you could have escaped at the last minute. You just haven't been able to regroup with the fleet yet.
Nah, he died.
Death.
He lives.
Goodbye.
He lives. I refuse.
They will be remembered.
And like there was also like an after scene where because Stucky had given my character Myth a note just in case this had happened. Oh, and no. The title of the series is Ember Squadron, and that's the name of our group. We're Ember Squad, and our motto is a fire can stoke a flame, or an ember can spark a flame. And the last line of Stucky's note was, "Ember spark fires, let's burn these motherfuckers to the ground."
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
His last letter, like usually everybody's last letter is just like, I'm gonna miss you. I'm so sorry that this happened. Stucky's was like, if you're reading this, I'm dead. Kill whoever killed me.
You went out like a fucking hero.
Vengeance.
Avenge me.
Stucky got an avenge me moment.
Don't let me die.
My gold standard for moments was the deck of many things. The envelope the envelope with the deck of many things cards.
Okay, I have to set this up. So there's a game that I ran called Trouble in Second City, which is a modern setting, and basically a corrupt politician had unearthed the deck of many things. It was intended to use it to wish away all the others being like werewolf, fae, like
Asshole.
magical creatures, right?
Or anything
this-
with a connection to magic.
This was basically a human supremacist, and so he needed his cards back, and he needed the entire deck in order for it to work. And so the players had one card hidden in an envelope, and he wanted that card. And Anita tricked him into drawing the card.
So we found two of the cards. We found the Fates, and we found the other card.
He wanted the star.
Yeah, the
and that was
star.
the card that he was missing. And the star allows you to make a wish.
Yeah.
But
they
we found
had
another card.
They found another card, and he didn't know that they found it. They found the fate card. So Anita tricked him into drawing the fates, and that altered all of his plans and essentially killed him.
Good.
It's the one where you
Good.
get your soul gets trapped in a gem.
Yeah, that's the one that they
Good.
Yeah, so
Good.
so it comes down to it. He's basically got us where like we're cornered, we're surrounded, like there's nothing. He's like, give us the card, and I'm like, okay. I'm going to hand him an envelope, and there's a card inside. And you were like, okay, let's let the dice decide if he believes your lie. And I think I rolled a nat 20 on my deception check.
Yeah. So he was just like, cool, I got the card that I'm missing, the card that I need, and he drew it,
And I'm like, by the way, that's not the right card.
they killed him.
Good.
I one-shot the
Good.
BBEG with a deck of many things.
He deserved it.
Yeah, I love putting the worst type of people in my games just because I love
Feels-
seeing them get wrecked.
Feels good to take him down.
That's
Love
mine.
murder-
That's my cupcake moment.
Love Murder Rose says, my last paladin was a warforged who was convinced she was a tool, not a person, but a tool. She slowly learned that she had free will and was a real person. And at the end of the campaign, we were up against an ungod, essentially a hole in reality shaped like a god. She stood up and told the others to run. Today I am a shield, not because I was crafted to shield, but because I choose to protect. The bold work will hold. Do not forget me.
Oh! Warforged, especially when you play with that theme.
I don't have a
Fucking
yes card, but if I
hurts.
had one, I'd be holding it up right now.
Oh, beautiful.
Ow.
Listen, there are moments in TTRPGs that I think everybody should experience once, and like the heroic sacrifice is just a good one.
That's
It's
one
just
of my
a
TTRPG
good one.
bucket lists. Is I want a good heroic sacrifice.
Yes.
I
add
want
to my
that
list.
moment where like I will have to buy you time to escape.
So I've got my heroic sacrifice. I want my RPG proposal.
I'll propose to you. Let's get into a
I
game
want to
together.
propose. I want to propose in the middle of a fight.
Yes.
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean
Yes.
style.
Yes. Have your party member marry you off right then and there. Let's
Yes. Have the party cleric do it. You know how fucking dope that be.
In the middle of a
go.
fight.
You just so happen to have ceremony prepared.
Yes.
Like I want to fight on a dragon.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And like there are some classes that I feel like you never really get to really enjoy them unless it's a long-term campaign.
I know.
Listen, I don't love Dungeons and Dragons, but I do love the Drake Warden subclass for Rangers, where they get a little EB baby dragon
Oh,
and
thanks.
they level up with them, and
That's so
ultimately,
cool.
ultimately, you can ride on top of them and like, I want that.
Oh my god,
Love
Rose.
dragons.
Love Murder Rose said, "There's so many cool moments from that campaign. Another character was an archfey warlock, and her patron had asked for her name when they first met. She gave her chosen name because it was a trans PC. They were a trans PC, and the fae said, 'Oh no, that one won't do. It suits you too well. I'll take the rotting one, the one you hate,' and took her dead name so no one could use it against her."
Yes, I love that face shit. I love that face shit.
Whoever your GM is, let them know that is the most baller thing I have ever. That's.
Also, buy them snacks for me.
Buy them all the snacks.
They got a Slim Jim on the way from me.
I'm toasting them right now. There's nothing in here, but I'm toasting them.
Cheers.
There are 2 questions left. I know I said 3, but this is technically 4, but I don't care. I'm a liar. What is your GM snack of choice?
Oh God, I really only GM on stream right now, so I don't snack on stream usually. Shit.
Oh.
I don't really eat during my games. At least
I will say,
online.
What's your post GMing meal? Because I like to munch after I like to feast.
I don't. That's the problem. I have late games, so I eat before I game.
All right. What do you eat? What, like, is there like a normal like pre-game meal that you go for?
Well, actually, really. I can alter the question.
Yeah,
what's your GM drink of choice?
I like my tea and my seltzer.
Yeah.
But I usually go seltzer. I don't drink tea all the time, but seltzer's my jam.
Nice.
Can I ask what's your favorite tea?
I'm just looking at my Friday afternoon tea stash in the corner.
Yes.
Shout out to Friday Tea.
Yeah. I'm a really fan of her Wisdom blend, which is a Legends of Zelda blend.
Nice.
It's got blue pea flower. It's a white tea, green tea, jasmine, spearmint. That makes it. And it's really good. I like it.
That sounds delicious.
That's awesome. What's your GM drink of choice, Anita?
My GM drink of choice. Usually I have like a water here, but then last night I had a combination of Pepsi, water, and I had a White Claw.
It's the queer smorgasbord of drinks that you have to have at all times.
One for hydration, one for energy, and one for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have hot, cold. So like I'll have my cranberry juice, and then I'll have my apple cider.
The apple cider is clutch. Helps the throat while you're narrating.
Murder Rose and apricot bourbon black tea sounds really good.
Ooh. Yo, Murder Rose, you coming in here just being awesome this morning. Holy shit. Okay. And the last question for the day, and this is one that we're trying to ask everybody here, which is this is your chance for a community spotlight. If there's a person or persons that have made you feel especially comfortable in the space, or just somebody that you love their work and you want to give them a shout out, this is your chance to do it.
Yeah, I want to shout out my friend Valiant Dorian on the Twitter spheres. He is a really good friend of mine and has been doing a lot of cool shit. He just finished over on Transplaner. They just finished up their campaign, so he was on that. He is currently crowdfunding for a TTRPG he's writing called The Beast Within, where were creatures. It's a standalone system using the D12 dice about playing were creatures, balancing also your regular human lives, and it's dope as fuck. I'm actually gonna go grab that link super quick because y'all should crowdfund it. I want it.
Hell yeah.
I want it to fund so bad, but I can't fund it myself.
I feel that.
Where is it? Scrolling. Why does Twitter suck?
Mood.
I'll get it shortly, but yeah, that's my spotlight. We've had a lot of really good TTRPG moments together, so
awesome.
Cool bean.
My TTRPG spotlight this week is gonna go to Sarah Frank, or Sarah X Franco. Because I love her a whole bunch, and she's just an awesome player, awesome GM. and I want to see more of her in the space.
Hell yeah. You should be able to post links, but I'll post that for you as well.
I know some people like don't let anybody but mods post links.
No, you can post links. You're allowed. I will.
You make sure all our
I
guests
will allow it.
I have posted it. Oh, perfect. You beat me to it.
Now it's there twice, so there's no reason for you not to click
check it out. It's really cool.
Do the thing.
Do it.
Okay, if
Nerds. Who's your
spotlight? My spotlight for this week will go to the lovely folks over at Unmade Gaming. That's Gnome, Eris, Mike, as well as Anita and Sam DeLev. I couldn't ask for better players to get reacquainted with GMing. Running y'all through Star Trek has been just swell. So that's my community spotlight. Highly recommend you check all these folks out. And Volnars, you're absolutely correct. Transplaner is just so goddamn good. We love the team over there.
Later this month we're gonna have Connie on.
Woo! So that's been our show. Would anybody like any final messages before we do a sign off?
Be good. Don't make me beat you up.
Treat yourself. You deserve good things in life.
When I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
Twitch links for everybody. We don't have Twitch links for everybody, but we can give Twitch links for ourselves. Sarah is at OSarahXFranco.
I can help you with this.
On Twitch and on Twitter. Valiant Dorian is, I think, at Valiant Dorian on Twitter.
Yes, he is also Spirit Bear on Twitch.
I'm over here slacking. All right, here is Sarah. Please go follow.
That's perfect.
Valiant. Let me go ahead and...
Valiant's already in chat.
Okay, never mind.
That's his Twitch, though. That's where he streams personally.
I gotta get a new keyboard.
Sarah, you can usually find out over on +1 EXP.
Alrighty. Well, that has been our episode for today. I've been one of your hosts, TTRPGs. You can find me all over the internet as TheNoirEnigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Later today, I'm going to be taking part in a fundraising stream with good old Punkle Nix. We're raising money because a light in the space Zerjester is moving and could use a little bit of help in that move. So we're just gonna go and play some games, probably Sea of Thieves, to just try and raise some money for our friend there. So please, if you're not doing anything, stop by, check it out. There's some really cool giveaways. If you're not familiar with Punkle Nix, aka at MC_etching on Twitter. He does a lot of cool engravings, makes a lot of really neat stuff, and I believe quite a bit of it is up for as a prize during this giveaway. So check it out.
I can't wait to get some of like his glasses.
I I bought so many this week. He's got a really cool slut era.
I saw that, yeah.
Wine glass. Hey, you goddamn right. I went and bought that. So,
I want to get like a Game Master one.
Oh yeah, I've got a Game Master cup coming and a couple of shot glasses. I'm pretty sure I have a Paladin shot glass, a Sorcerer's shot glass, a Bard shot glass, and a Cleric shot glass because those are my 4 favorite classes.
Do you know if he does stemless wine glasses?
I think he does. He also does custom works as well.
That's what the slut era glass is. It's a stemless wine glass.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't do shots, but I will have a nice glass of wine every once in a
Here,
while.
let me. Here, I'm gonna take a copy and paste this into chat so that you can see what it looks like.
It's really good.
It's really,
I
really
won't
good.
use it, but it's really good.
We're going through our slut phase? No, I'm going through my slut era. I am your other host, Anita. You can find me everywhere online at Panita or at Critical Miss, because this is my channel. You can find me here on Fridays for The Growing of the Dim. You can find me here again Saturdays for Morning Ritual every week. I am a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer. I'm open for commissions, so if you want an overlay like this one, hit me up. I can design it for you at a pretty reasonable price. Also, you can find me Sundays on Pluto Cleric's channel for the Weird Frontier, which is a Starfinder game where I play a little old lady named Agnes Mayfair who joined a cult and got superpowers.
I love her.
Everybody loves Agnes. She's the only one that's been rolling decent on this crew and has been getting all the shit done. And then you can also find me Thursdays over on Cybernation Uncensored for a Star Trek Adventures game called Flight Beyond the Veil. We had probably one of the funniest episodes that I have ever been a part of in a good long time just last week, so check out the VOD for that. It's been wild. There's a cult in space that's using genetic manipulation to try and get people to join them. It's a little bit weird, but yes, that's me. And finally, we've got an amazing guest. Mare, tell everybody who you are, where you can be found, and where people can find you next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mare. You can find me on Twitter at ArchmageofDice, just one word. Thank you for having me. This was super, super great. You can find me over on Sword and Key. I am a player tonight on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern in the D&D 5e game called Horizon's Call, where I play a multi-classed Soul Knife rogue in a nautical campaign. My multi-class is going to get revealed tonight, hopefully. I'm super excited. And I also run a game of Invisible Sun on Thursdays at 7 p.m. over on Sword and Key. We just started. We're 2 episodes in. It's super good. My players almost became fertilizer last session.
Oh, no!
It was great. And last but not least, it hasn't been announced yet. Just keep an eye on the Twitters, but I will be running a game of Printweaver over on Neon Lights Roleplay, which will be premiering at the end of the month, and I'm super excited about that. So if you're a fan of the Souls games genre of just like constantly dying and coming back, my players have died a lot already, and they're going to just keep dying more as they figure out why these inkwells are showing up and fucking things over.
Is Sword and Key spelled, Sword and Key is all one word? Or is
I can put it in chat. There are underscores between each word. There we go.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you all so much, as always, for sticking with us. Today, we're going to go ahead and raid our friend on over at DeLevely, or would you like to go to Total Party Curious?
Let's go say hi to Sam, because we love Sam a whole bunch in this house.
That we do.
Sam's
all right,
playing Horizon Forbidden West, so we're going to go say hi to them. Again,
I hear that game's so good.
Thank y'all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. But until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.
Thin Mints are the superior cookie.
Bye.
Okay.
All right, we're clear.
Hot